Championship leader Fabio Quartararo has had a couple of races that haven't gone all that well, despite starting out really well with race wins in the opening two rounds. Ducati has been one of the manufacturers who have been struggling, but in Austria, they were able to get back to their winning ways. Quartararo has opened up about the championship fight unraveling. I'm your host, Juno, and today on MotoGP Universe. Quartararo sees Dovizioso as a bigger challenge, Vinales responds. Quartararo began by looking at the current title picture that sees him in the lead with an advantage of 11 points over Dovizioso. For me, it is wide open, but we have a second race in Austria and Andrea is super fast, and the next race I think Andrea will be one of the main contenders, but many manufacturers are there also. He further elaborated on how the title fight is still open. Everyone is there and it is quite fun, so we will try to make our best this weekend. We had good pace last week, so we want to work to have better to be fighting with the podium guys. Factory Yamaha's Maverick Vinales had been Quartararo's closest rival prior to the Austrian GP before conceding second place in the championship to Dovizioso. Vinales responded to Quartararo's comments about seeing Dovizioso as his main rival. I think it's good that they think like that because it takes a lot of pressure out of me. So for me, it's perfect. I mean, for sure, we haven't shown our potential yet, but we haven't had a good race. Vinales then explained how he is hopeful for the future despite a less than ideal season so far. We had a few podiums, but then a lot of mistakes during the races. So I think we need to get rhythm. I think we need to get to good tracks for us, especially Misano, Aragon, really good tracks for me for my riding style. He signed off by confirming that he is only looking at it on a race by race basis. But we'll see. Now I don't even think about the championship, only about improving the bike because there are a few things to improve and then we will see where we are. But for me, I'm taking it race by race, trying to improve the bike in the race, and this is the most important thing. Quick look. LCR Honda's Cal Crutchlow doesn't think the corner is safe and still believes that the corner needs to be changed, but they are not going to do that in a week, are they? Aprilia's Alessio Spagro feels that it's not going to be easy to change the layout and feels that turn 2 could be made more of a corner so you can brake more and reduce the top speed on the straight. Another option according to him is to make it a full straight from turn 1 to turn 3, but it's very dangerous, concedes the Spaniard. Meanwhile, track officials at the Red Bull Ring have extended the turn 3 air barrier, which will now stretch across the entire width of the infield runoff. This will theoretically prevent any bike from reaching turn 3 should any similar incident take place this weekend. Reale Avincia's Johann Zarco's opinion is that there should not be any penalties because he didn't do anything crazy. He also knew that many critics were on him during this week, but he was also very busy organizing the wrist operation and did not spend his time on social media because he could not really speak against all these critics. He also feels that it's easy to put all the anger on one person that doesn't have at the moment all the power because he is coming from a difficult season building up his confidence after all the life and racing problems he had in 1 year. He also revealed that to miss the practice on Friday is not a big drama because they have all the references from last week, so it's an advantage to be on the same circuit. KTM's Paul Espargaro feels that when one rider is complaining, people think the other rider has the fault, referencing the post-race comments of Tech 3's Miguel Oliveira. He was surprised especially with the journalists' comments where they didn't know anything about the crash. He further added that he was really shocked because he thought their relationship with Miguel was good. Fabio Quartararo has revealed that as soon as they had the red flag, not only for this race but every time they have a red flag, he never watches the TV because he always sees a bad crash. LCR Honda's Cal Crutchlow is optimistic and confident that he will be riding next year. He also revealed that he made a mistake during the Austrian GP as he shut off on the main straight and pulled out of the race only to find out he'd made a mistake changing gear and wrongly assumed that the bike was malfunctioning. And Ducati's Danilo Petrucci was issued an official written warning for his gestures during Q1 of the Austrian GP. So what do you think? Is Dovizioso the main challenger for Quartararo or does Vinales still have a role to play in this year's championship? Head on to our community page to vote on this. Thank you. See you on the next one.